What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
What a beautiful day. It's actually decent weather out here. The crypto market's doing okay. We're still in that hovering in that range, seeing a little green on the charts. A lot of these altcoins seem to really be basing right now, guys. Kind of looking pretty strong here. We'll see what happens. We'll have Todd look at those charts, obviously. We got a couple articles and fundamentals on coins to take a look at. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Venezuela Petro and a couple currencies that are trying to compete with that. Also, we're going to get back to the basics on Tron, just kind of give you a brief overview of what that is based on an article that was presented to me. And yes, Bittrex is back to accepting some new users. Now they did do an update and they said, hey, we had to shut it off for a little bit because we had such an enormous amount of users trying to join Bittrex all at the same time. I think this is very good, guys. That means there's still a lot of people trying to get into these coins, a lot of people trying to get on Bittrex, a US-based exchange with a lot of altcoins available. And there were so many people that hopped on right away. The Bittrex actually had to close the doors for a little bit. I do not know if it's back open, but we'll talk about that as well. You got anything else to say, Todd, before we run the intro and get this show started?
I don't think so. We're going to go in on a little more detail on ZEN, since we had a few comments from some students. So that's all. Let's run the intro.
Sounds good.
Come on. With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing. Had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Awesome, guys. Well, before we really get started in here, let me remove this one. There we go. That camera looks better there. Before we really get started, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Also, if you haven't already done it, I am giving away red coin at the end of the week. So on our previous video, make sure to leave a comment with your Twitter handle. And on this video, make sure to leave a comment with your Twitter handle to be entered to win some red coin. Also, we had a pretty good outreach from the ECA community. If anybody's watching, that is awesome. I joined their Discord like I usually do with a lot of these coins, and after the review and the interview, they really appreciated the fact that I found some red flags and some current concerns, and they also liked some of the answers that the lead developers are working on those concerns. They actually started making some small donations in ECA to my wallet over there on Discord. So once I figure out the wallet dynamics, I'm actually going to give back to this community over here. We're going to go ahead and give away some ECA to you guys. Just want to be fully transparent on that after the fact, some of their community members did donate, and we're going to give some of that back to you guys for tuning in every single day. So let's get started. What do we got going on over here on the cryptocurrency market cap? We got $264 billion. Bitcoin, slightly positive for the day at $6,814. Litecoin, though, slightly negative for the day. Usually Litecoin is the highest correlated coin with Bitcoin. It's been having some weird things going on with, LitePay being announced and getting hyped and then not happening and so forth. It's at 113.77, down 1% for the day. I know somebody in here mentioned, hey, Litecoin's doing things, partnering up with Alien Payment Solutions. Actually, me and Alien Payment Solutions have been talking to each other on Twitter. They are going to be hopefully one of the next interviews we do over on this channel. So we'll see if we can get that going for you guys. Let's see what's doing well today. We do have ELF up 35.64%. We got Ontology still killing it, up another 30% at 465, guys.
Well,
this is one, I helped you guys to get this airdrop with your Neo over at Binance and KuCoin, and I got the airdrop of it, but I wish I would have bought more. Also, don't forget, when the Ontology mainnet does go live, you receive the extra half of your airdrop by registering over there. So however much Ontology you have now that you receive from the Neo airdrop, you'll actually be doubling that once the Ontology mainnet goes live. So seeing these gains is a pretty good thing. WanChain, been talking about this for months, guys. I love the threesome with WanChain, ICX, and Aeon. up 21% at 445. I bought a very small amount, around $3 after that ICO, post-ICO dump occurred. We got Red Coin over here, which I'm giving out, up 16.53%. And Gollum still rocking and rolling. I guess everybody's really happy for their new software push, their mainnet that they're going to be doing. It's up 16.5%. Good to see some of these names, guys. Verge is still doing its thing. It's at 8 cents, so I think it might be a down from the highs a little bit. Like we said, this is one to watch. If you are in the gains on this one, from a fundamental perspective, I would definitely be keeping a tight stop, hoping for one more pump with the partnership announcement, and maybe taking some of the profits off the top just in case things go sour here in the future. Well, we'll let Todd get started on the charts. I think we actually have one graduate from the cryptocurrency course that he might be announcing as well.
Yep, we're going to go over that here in a minute. Let's do the graduate right now. Let's get that brought up. We've got Rachel Poe, Rachel Filagrasso, and actually she's one that questioned me on ZEN today. So we're going to go over something that she mentioned to me, which was a good call from her, but I want to try to explain why I thought probably I'm still correct on the thinking. So we're going to go over that, Rachel, and congrats for completing the course. And now we're going back to the 4-hour Bitcoin. When we always bring up a few of my markings, computer reset a little bit ago, lost some markings, but we still got what looks like a triangle down here. I'm still on the bigger triangle, so once again, I still think that's what we're in. Even a break down to 58.50, I think probably still makes it an ABC. I think we're still putting in a big fourth wave. Once that's completed, we're going to have way better markets. If we go into the 1 hour, you can see more of this shorter term triangle. It looks like A, B, C, D, and maybe we're doing an E here. Any rally above this 71.74, 71.70 level would negate that triangle, and I think that probably would say we have upside coming. So I think 71.70 is a somewhat a breakout level to the upside if we can get that done. Let's do Ethereum. It ran up to 430 there, quick back down to 385 or so, and now firming back up. It just did a 420 about an hour ago. So that one looks a little bit like it's been sold out and wants to lead the rally back. So I think that's one, as we know, completely got hammered, might try to lead us out of the dumps here. Litecoin 114, not much to say there. Same thing, still a triangle. I could see one more breakdown. Not doing quite as well. Neo 5240, kind of looks more like Ethereum. Looks like it wants to rally a little bit more than some of these. OMG 9.25. Let's go back out to a 4 hour. A lot of people I know like OMG. That one's still not doing too bad. Let's do Vertcoin. Not much new there. Ripple 49 cents, nothing there. Let's go down. Let's quickly do EOS, $6. Not much to report there. Here's PivX 389, same thing, nothing there. Then XVG, we were saying try to stay long that. It's looking good. The uptrend line still being, still pushing the pattern here. And like Nick said, I mean, you got to be careful here. You're going into 5 or 6 days for the news. But so far so good there. And ZRX, like a lot of these charts, kind of setting down at the bottom. So that's about it. And then we're going to come back here in a little bit, talk a little bit more in detail about the ZEN that I went over yesterday.
Nick Skywalker said, just to be transparent, you still have a video copied from another YouTube channel. Maybe at least giving credit would be fair. Yeah, we did go out and get some of the reviews I did in the interviews.
Right.
Everybody knows they came from Crypto News.
They were for Learn Crypto's fundamental areas, what they were for. And then, they never got put there. So all we're doing is congregating what we have. So
yeah, and you guys all know Matt is still over at Crypto News doing his thing. I have nothing negative to say about that. We just had a disagreement on where we wanted to go with channel and what we wanted to do. So me and Todd are here. He's still doing his thing over on Crypto News, and I'm sure you guys, most of the people in here follow him already.
And some of these videos, Nick spent probably 4 hours working on them to get them up. So Nick needs to take those with him to be able to build his reviews up. So that's what we were doing. So, I left Matt on some of them, and ones where he wasn't there or didn't talk, I blurred him out. So no big deal. If he does a video that I was on, I'd appreciate he'd blur me out because I don't want to be a part of what he's doing. So it's just that simple.
Shout out to Justin for subscribing. That's awesome to see, guys. And I guess I'll take the screen back. Also, I don't know if we're going to be able to go live tomorrow, guys. I do have 2 soccer games. One is at 6:45. But instead of going live, I'm actually going to do a pre-recorded video real quick. So I'm going to go from work to here, do a pre-recorded video for you guys, post it before I head out of here. Also, Todd might either do a live technical analysis video or maybe a pre-recorded video for you tomorrow night as well. On other good news, on Thursday night after the live stream, I am going to have an interview with Alex Stark. He is the founder and lead developer of Ubiq. He wants to come on here and talk about the governance system that they're implementing in the Escher airdrop that is going to be available to all Ubiq holders coming up on April 25th, I believe. So that's definitely interesting. I know we've talked about Ubiq here in the past. I know a lot of people in this community mine it. It is a GPU mineable currency. So I thought it'd be interesting to get him on here, let him talk about the project a little bit, some future implementations of Escher, and maybe some use cases that might come to the forefront for that airdrop coin. So we'll see. That'll be interesting. And
let's go back to that screen, because I still want to make sure on these coins, we're not out looking to get paid by coins to review. We're out looking for coins for Nick to review and build up our channel. And also we're doing that to provide for all the subscribers. As you already know, Nick pretty well gives the pluses and the minuses. We're not front-running trades. If we're going to get paid, if we're going to get any coins from people, you're going to be well aware of that. That's going to be definitely made aware. If we get coins, we're probably going to basically give the coins away to the community because they are lower price coins. So, you know, nothing funny going on here. We're just trying to provide some fundamental research, which PCG client subscribers asked for long before Nick. That's why I did find Nick, because people were asking for that, and we wanted to provide it. And I agreed that, you know, on these coins, fundamental means a lot more than it would if I was trading in the stock market. On the stock market, I wouldn't want any fundamental research. On the coins, I'll take what Nick's finding. I'll definitely take what the developers are saying live with us, and I think that's important. So that's where we're headed, and still jumping all over the technical analysis of all these coins.
Patrick Rooney said, Ubiq, damn, I should have jumped on it. Yeah, I went up like 20% yesterday, another 40% today. This is what I've been saying. I mine on one of my GPU mining rigs. I'm a long-term holder of it. I believe in it. Some of my big-time mining friends, way beyond me, they're long-term believers in it as well. Alex said he would be willing to come on the show. That's it. So we usually just ask for them to retweet it and, you know, hopefully build the community over here, and that's all we're really asking, guys.
And the other thing is, Matt's deleted all the videos. So we knew he would delete those because that's not where he's headed. He's doing After Dark. He's teaching how to cook pizza, all kinds of stuff. He's entertaining over there, but Nick spent hours and hours on the interviews, and we want those for the community because I knew Matt would delete them all, which is what he's done. So that's all. We just wanted to have them here for the hours that Nick spent on them. So that's the end of talking about any of that.
Yep, and let's get this started. It's over here on my Twitter. I did post a poll up. If there's still 17 hours left if you guys want to interact with it. I said, will Bitcoin remain the index for the cryptocurrency market for 2018? Now, I want you guys to, I know you can see the percentage here, but I want you to answer honestly, because this really can give us as a community a vision of where cryptos is going in the future. For the people who are saying, what do you mean by index? When I talk about Bitcoin being the index, that means when Bitcoin goes up, usually the entire market follows. When Bitcoin goes down, like we've seen, the entire market follows. Bitcoin is serving as the index and kind of the lead coin here. Number one, it's got the most brand recognition, but it's also got a lot of the trading pairs for the altcoins run through BTC. And then also all the fiat gateways have BTC available as well. So that's why a lot of the money first has to funnel in Bitcoin before it funnels into any of these altcoins. But I just kind of want to get your opinion of whether or not Bitcoin is going to remain the number one coin, and if it's really going to remain driving these markets in an up and down direction. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, I wanted to make you guys aware, I'm sure a lot of you are using Binance. Binance is a great exchange. They added another security feature to their exchange today. You can actually set up an anti-phishing setting. So you put in your secret password down here, whatever word, whatever numbers you want, and anytime Binance sends you an email, somewhere in that email, that number phrase will be in there, and that way you can verify that it's coming directly from Binance. So that's pretty cool. They were never going to ask you for private keys, never going to ask you for coins, etc. But they're just trying to really be secure, and they're trying to stay ahead of the curve here, which I like to see out of Binance. If you do not have a Binance exchange login already and you want to get signed up, we do have a link in our description to sign up at Binance. It is a referral link, but it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps support the community here. So make sure to check that out. If you're not over on Binance, they have been providing all the airdrops, forks, etc., which is why their community continues to grow. I don't know if you guys watch David Hay over here on YouTube. So David Hay does a lot of coin reviews. He's been a little busy lately. He's been traveling a lot, but he actually has family down in Venezuela. We talked a little bit about this with Josiah Spackman when we did the Digibyte interview. David Hay did an experiment where he went down to Venezuela and got $100 worth of their currency, and it weighed 50 pounds. That is how much deflation, inflation, whatever you want to call it, hyperinflation that is occurring down in Venezuela with their dollars. I think it's something like they make $30 a month in US dollars for their salary guys. So they're trying to come up with solutions. Now, we know ZCash is battling Petro as the title here. So essentially, Venezuela said they're going to come out with their own cryptocurrency called the Petro, and it's going to be backed by oil. The reason I disagree with this, guys, is number one, I don't like that some of these currencies are going to be backed by a commodity, of which Venezuela has already proven they cannot handle a global or a nationwide currency. They have continued to fail. So really, talking to Josiah, there has to be some kind of cryptocurrency to come in here, help these people convert their bolivars to the dollar, or just transact in that currency. So recent news state that Venezuela's currency is doing even worse than everybody thought. With the currency inflating to borderline catastrophic levels, Venezuelans await a miracle to save them. Currently, the Venezuelan currency is inflated so much that the US-based website shows the rate of 251,000 bolivars per dollar. Try to comprehend that a little bit, guys. Meaning that a singular voyage to the local store could have you spend a lot more than a minimum wage. While shopping with Venezuelan money and spending more than your minimum wage on a few groceries is near impossible for the majority of Venezuelan residents, the price of the voyage to the store using USD would linger around $10. Thus, Venezuelans wait for a savior. So the reason they say they're waiting for a savior, guys, is because they make $30 a month. And it's going to cost you $10 to go to the store to buy one dinner. You can't live like that. Also, right now, if you go to the exchange, if you try to exchange your bolivars to US dollars, there's like a 40% fee, David Hay said when he did the test. So if you go with $100, you're only going to get about $60 to $70 back. That's like a month. That's a whole month of rent. That's a whole month of salary for these guys. So ZCash here can provide a bit more legal way to doing this. Wyckoff has partnered with AirTM, a Mexico-based peer-to-peer exchange, to promote ZCash as an optional intermediate step when converting bolivars to US dollars. While the privacy-based ZCash adoption is amongst AirTM's users has so far been slow, it is just the beginning of the partnership, according to the AirTM founder and CEO, Ruben Galindo. Here's his quote: "We're just helping ZCash get access to the people who need it most, not necessarily the people in the states who like privacy, but the people in Venezuela who have been oppressed." Now, ZCash, if you look over here, could be a currency that could be used. You know, the average block time is 2 minutes and 32 seconds. That's feasible, guys. The fee per transaction is right here is 0.00032 per transaction. That's feasible because you don't want to give up a large percentage of this because they don't have very many dollars. Now, the only problem is this AirTM who partnered up with ZCash. In order to interact with their platform they created, there's actually a 20% commission for their service. So these guys are only making $30 a month. Every time they interact to convert that to USD, they lose another 20%. In the long run, I don't think that's going to work. I think you're going to have ZCash either be a standalone. Digibyte, I did show you guys the wallet. If you get the wallet in the hands of Venezuelans down there, they can use that. They don't have to pay a third party. And that's really the whole purpose of cryptocurrencies, is to avoid third parties. And that's what AirTM is trying to do here with ZCash. So we'll see what happens, but there has to be some kind of crypto going in there. I really just wanted to present this to make sure you guys are aware of it. Like I said, David Hay has family down there, and he's doing everything he can. He's trying to provide 2 weeks' salary to everyone, to like 300,000 Venezuelans down there, to try to get them integrated into cryptos and to learn a little bit about it. I think he's also giving away like free lessons. He's going to bring people into the classrooms, show them what a public-private key is, and really try to help these people. So just keep that in mind, guys. But I'm interested to see how this goes and what currency is really going to end up being the helper down there. Sorry that was a little long-winded, but I guess we'll give it back to Todd. Maybe he can look at Zen real quick, and we'll keep this show rolling.
I've got ZCash here at 179. It's been in a pretty big downtrend. Nothing really to report there. No accumulation doesn't appear, nothing. So, and then I want to Nick Skywalker obviously grinding some axe with me. I guess he's saying that when the show started, I was skeptic of cryptos. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I was busy running a stock firm and managing stock money, which I still do. Matt brought me on to give some coin ideas, which I was doing incredibly well. And then I agreed to steer some of my business more towards crypto, which is what I've done. So I don't know what you're talking about. If I'm skeptic, why would I be on YouTube twice a day, like 5 days a week? And doing all the courses, doing everything that I've done, managing money, etc. So that makes no sense. So, but no one's, if you want entertainment, I mean, shoot, I'd watch Matt too if I was looking for entertainment. I mean, he's had a great show here and he's had a great show what he's doing. So if that's what you're wanting, go over there, watch both or just watch him. It's no big deal. What I lost some markings on my computer reset a little bit ago. So what I want to do is, this is what I talked about yesterday on the show. This is from Trading View, because I posted it over there because I have some followers there that wanted me to do that. What was interesting is I had Rachel, who just graduated from the course. She came back and threw this is a 1 hour chart. And you can see down here that as this coin went from 19 to 26, volume didn't come in heavy. You can see it's kind of downtrending across the bottom. And then after we made the jump or up thrust, volume did come in pretty heavy. So if you look at that, because I'm showing that as a jump and a backup, which normally you're going to want strong volume on the jump, and you're going to want volume to fall off on the backup. I mean, that's a Wyckoff basically rule. So if we come back here and do the 1 day, it's not going to show it as well. Dang. Here we are. Because what she sent me then is she sent me this chart. This is the same chart. I was doing it hourly. She brings up the 1 day. So she has the markings I have. On the 1 day, her resistance line is higher than mine, which makes it look a little bit more like we're up thrusting. That line was coming in at 24.20. I had it more like at 23.75 or something. That's just from different charts, etc. So that made her chart look a little bit less like a jump. But what her concern was, I think, was as we rallied up here from 0.1, volume was falling off, which you have to agree. And then as we up thrust to 28, that looks more like an up thrust on big volume. So I totally agree with what she's saying, and none of these charts, they're not perfect like the courses when they discuss a chart. We pull the most perfect chart to make it easy. So yeah, it would matter where you had this resistance. But what I want to show is, when she shows us on volume, it makes you think, you know what, she's really right, and that kind of takes away from what I was saying. And then my reply to that, though, is if you want to go back, this is Zen on bounce volume 5 minute. So the top line is Zen on a 5 minute, where she was concerned that volume was not coming in, and volume was coming in heavy off the top. But down at the bottom, the blue line is the on bounce of volume 5 minute, which, as anyone on there that's been here for a while knows, that that's what Wyckoff is watching. So if you look at that, you do see continued uptrending volume. And yes, some volume did come in on the backup, but we had no volume, no sell volume coming in on today's test. And some of this was when Bitcoin was falling off. So you can see these large bars of red, but it didn't turn into really a lot of net volume, because you got to understand, I've talked about this before, this bar here in black that has the huge red volume, that's what concerned her. But you got to understand that that day, if we would have net closed a penny higher, all that volume would have been called green plus volume. So we don't take volume on a daily basis, because a lot of that volume that's being shown as a daily red volume bar, a lot of that volume could have been on the upside. And so if you break it down on 5-minute data and add it up for the day, you would not get a huge red bar like that. That's what the 5-minute on bounce volume is telling you. That a lot of that volume, even that day, was green volume. And even though volume was declining somewhat on a daily basis, it still was trending up pretty well here on the 5-minute on bounce volume. So that's why, you know, I'm still a little more comfortable, but that all this action is how I called it. But definitely, you know, she's right. I mean, we've had an up thrust. We're testing the up thrust, and we'll come unglued to the downside. So, but I think, again, I'm trying to think that Bitcoin's still trying to put in a low here, and this coin is acting a little bit better the last few days. So if it's acting better recently, you know, that's why we're looking for stronger coins, because it's acting better in the face of markets that aren't doing much. So I think that's a sign of strength there, that it's outperforming a little bit, which says it's not an up thrust.
I think the fact that she's a recent graduate and still had the knowledge and the courage to be like, hey, Todd, this is kind of what I'm seeing. What do you think?
Right. I
think really, you know, puts emphasis on how good the course really is and what it really is teaching. And then, like we said yesterday with this move, when Todd did all the markings on it, that it was almost textbook Wyckoff. And I just think that's interesting that applied like that.
And then I think, you know, when we talk about stops and things, I've talked about lack of stops here on this sell-off and different things, because we're looking to hold long-term for, you know, triples and quadruples and 10 bangers or whatever, if you think Bitcoin's going to 100,000 or 36,000, whatever. But if you're doing this trade right here, I mean, you've got to, you can look at a point and figure and try to figure out the upside. You can put a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, or if you buy this today, I mean, this thing, you know, if she's correct, I mean, a move back to 22 would look suspect. A move, you know, back below 20 suspect. So it's just, it gives you, you know, the roadblock to try to put on a better risk-reward trade. And, you know, then use stops to make sure you don't get yourself into trouble. And if it starts moving higher, add on, et cetera, trail stops, et cetera. So, yeah, I think it's good as she pointed that out. And again, I mean, it's not textbook jump and a backup. I did that because it has performed better recently. It looks like there's some outperformance internally. And the volume don't look as bad as what she stated, I don't think. If you look at 5 minutes on balance, which I think you have to look at, you can't look at daily. And some of these selling climaxes, and also if you go, I had these preliminary supplies marked here to the left, and a lot of times a preliminary supply will actually be the point where you have the backup. And you can see that that's almost perfect here for this preliminary supply at 22. We almost touched that yesterday. So a backup could end at the same point the preliminary supply comes in. And what that means is a preliminary supply is when people in the know decided to come back in and support it. And they were doing that in the 20 to 22 area, which I showed you on the daily chart was previous support and resistance. So that's an important area. So if the insiders, composite man, come into this coin at 22 to support it, that will be where they support it again over here on the right side. That's why the backup and the preliminary supply might be at the same area. So again, I could be totally wrong here. We could collapse, but this is still a trade you're looking for. If you find trades like this and put them on, you will be successful over time if you keep your losses to a minimum and let your winners run. That's all I got.
Cool. Well, there's some in-depth TA for you guys. We'll hope to keep doing that. I told Todd he needs to start doing some recordings, like daily recordings on BTC for you guys to check out every morning. So maybe you can get a little bit of another data point or an insight on what the markets may be doing for the day. Also, we already kind of mentioned it, but Bittrex did open up its exchange. It's got an update, so it does have a new look. I've only played around with it a little bit. Obviously, it's going to take some getting used to. But the fact that so many users went over there that they actually had to shut the new user base down again for a little bit, I think is a very positive sign for this market here in the near-term future. I think we've been in an accumulation range, and I think we're going to head in a bull market here soon. If there's that many people wanting to get on Bittrex, I think somebody said Coinbase signed up like another 1 million users last week. There's going to be some fresh fiat, and I've been saying all along that fresh fiat is how we're going to get this thing moving again. We're going to take a quick break. Just run this little commercial here for a second so I can drink some water, and then we'll be right back.
Are you trading or investing in the fast-moving and exciting cryptocurrency markets? If so, you need to learn how to identify primary trading opportunities by implementing the Wyckoff trading methods, which was created by world-renowned stock speculator Richard D. Wyckoff. This online course teaches all you need to know to increase your returns while minimizing your risk using the Wyckoff trading method. Over 915 students have enrolled in the course since its launch in late 2017. LearnCrypto.io is owned and operated by Wyckoff SMI, also known as Wyckoff Stock Market Institute, which has been an authority on the Wyckoff trading method for over 85 years. Founded by Richard Wyckoff in the 1930s, Wyckoff Stock Market Institute has owned the rights of the Wyckoff trading course since the beginning. Take advantage today of this excellent course and begin reaping the rewards of a time-tested method from the grandfather of technical analysis, Richard D. Wyckoff.
Ryzen said, finally, the voice I've been waiting for. Yes, that is Carrie, I think, doing that voiceover. That's hilarious.
For a minute, throw me back while we're on the subject. Throw me back the screen, will you? Because this is the Wyckoff Wave Crypto Index. It's kind of like Nick was mentioning a little bit ago. It's Matt and I picked, like, I think it was 6 coins to be in this index. So it's kind of where is the general market going? So, you know, again, the software is kicking out. We're just having a few errors here and there. But this is showing, what I wanted to show you is you can see that this is a big red bar here. A lot of volume that day, March 30th, in this crypto index. This is colored volume, which has nothing to do with Wyckoff. It's what you would have just looked at on Rachel's chart at TradingView or any other daily chart. So huge red volume because the close was lower than the open. That's why this is red. But then you go down to the OP, which is keeping track of 5-minute data, and you can see it had a huge update. That is because if you go in with a microscope, look at 5-minute volume data, that day was net big to the upside, which means volume came in on upticks. And if we'd have just closed this a hair higher, that would have been a big green bar. But if you're looking at that and not breaking it down, you're like, oh, that's a huge red bar. That's big negative, etc. But if you break it down by Wyckoff with the 5-minute OP, this is a daily OP reading, but it's constructed off 5-minute data. So again, what that tells you, there was big volume coming in on the upside during that day and no volume on the downside. So what that probably did is just stop the downtrend. That's what it's done thus far for the last 10 days or so. But yeah, that's just the things I think you got to have. So in the back of your mind, you're like, you got some odds in your favor. You're pushing the odds in your favor that you're understanding market movements, not just looking at colored bars, etc. So. And
is that the course trying to do its thing right there? So hopefully.
Yeah, but that's the OP Force Tech working. I mean, going back to March 16th when I set up. I mean, it's collecting data. We're just having some issues. I mean, that's all I can tell you. And Vladimir's saying, it's the issues is coming from the API, and it's my God. We all know when it comes to trading, exchanges are, so if one of the 39 exchanges throws out a bar with no price data, it's going to throw off my calculations. So that's why Vladimir wants me to have him, basically set up for maintenance. So if I text him and say, hey, here's 3 charts screwed up today, they'll fix them as soon as they can, and they're going to charge me some type of hourly wage to do it. So because we're getting not clean enough data, that's all. Because that you saw right there, this data is clean. And this is again, I forget it. I think it's 6 coins. So I know it's Dash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. So, and I think possibly Neo is in it. So the data is taking all 6 coins every 5 minutes and computing the chart, the OP, the force, and the tech, and it's, I would say right now, appears to be working beautifully. But if I change the chart, you know, to a longer-term chart, I start having issues because we haven't collected all the data. And again, if an exchange throws a curveball at me, it's going to maybe give me a zero line. But, you know, for people saying the software, you know, isn't coming or I'm full of shit, I would say not. So that's all.
And Shado over here says, Nick, have you had a chance to look at ZIL? I have not looked at it yet, but I have it written down right here on this post-it note. I don't know which one it's on. So I will either be putting that on a poll or we're looking at when I get a chance. Like I said, I got to do a pre-recorded video tomorrow for you guys. I have an interview on Thursday. I think I'm going to have another interview on Friday or Saturday. So we're in contact with a lot of people, so a lot of things going on. So I'm trying to keep up with reviews and doing all this stuff, but there's only so much I can do since I do currently still, I'm a performance analyst for an institutional financial advisor, primarily working in alternative assets as well. So I do that 45 hours a week already, on top of trying to come live on here, on top of doing interviews. And all that is just for you guys, and I enjoy it. I love talking cryptos with you guys, and that's what it's all about. So at least one more thing I want to talk about today is, you know, everybody's got their own opinion on Tron, whether you own it, you don't own it, whether you think it's a scam, a pump and dump, overvalued, whatever it may be. I think it's a great trading coin right now because of all those factors. Some people think it's a pump and dump, so they always sell it on pumps. Some think people really believe in it, so that's why you see these big pumps whenever they're new announcements. So we'll see what happens in the long-term future. But I just kind of wanted to give you at least a little finite backroom on who Justin Sun is, the founder of Tron, and what really Tron, the project, is. Because I'm sure a lot of you are just like, well, I hear it all the time, but what is Tron? Yes, the guy on the left is Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba. At the age of 26, Justin Sun was hand-picked by Jack himself to study at the Jack Ma Hupan University for Entrepreneurs, which has an acceptance rate lower than Princeton. If you aren't from the United States, Princeton is an Ivy League college. Ivy League colleges are very hard to get into, very prestigious, and or your family has to have a lot of money and you got to know somebody. Apart from that, Sun is the CEO of the largest voice live streaming app in China, PEIWO, that counts more than 10 million users. He's the chief representative and advisor at Ripple Labs. Ripple invested heavily in Tron as well. He appeared in the 30 Under 30 Asia Consumer Technology on Forbes. His last creation is Tron, or TRX, a blockchain-based decentralized protocol that aims to construct a worldwide free content entertainment system with the blockchain and distributed storage technology. The protocol allows each user to freely publish, store, and own data, and in the decentralized autonomous form, decides the distribution, subscription, and push of contents, and enables content creators by releasing, circulating, and dealing with digital assets, thus forming a decentralized content entertainment ecosystem. Until this day, Tron is listed, this is all kind of old news here. I mean, Justin Sun is a marketing genius. That's the very reason Tron has had all these success. What is it right now, guys? I mean, what is Tron? Tron is top 12, and it hasn't even released its mainnet yet. It has a valuation of $2.5 billion. Now, you can say, man, that's overvalued. On a fundamental perspective for me, I would say, man, maybe that is overvalued. I do own Tron here and there. I think I'm trying to buy it at a lower price right now. I just usually swing trade Tron since so many people are indecisive on it. But I had to think to myself, what is Tron? So I just wanted to at least give you guys an overview on that. Justin Sun is apparently a very successful man in traditional markets where he has something that has 10 million users. Also in his college career, I know he's a marketing genius. You know, I think it's one of those things where I'm just going to continue swing trading it and scalping profits from it. But I'm still going to hold the TRX bag just in case this Justin Sun character right here really pulls through on his vision and provides a decentralized entertainment ecosystem. I know somebody's got to create a decentralized entertainment ecosystem with all the things going on with YouTube, Facebook today, with Mark Zuckerberg having to be in court. I mean, there's going to be a new wave of decentralized social media platforms that are going to be coming. It's just who's going to create it and who's going to be successful at it. That's about all I got today, really, guys. You got anything over there? You guys got any charts that you want Todd to take a quick look at?
That's about all I got. Let's...
Wayne Dutton says, Nick, you need to get up earlier and stay up later. I mean,
right.
I got to get some shut-eye.
XVG still 85.5, so that one's still holding. I like the looks of that. On the 1 hour, let's go back to more of a 15-minute. I mean, kind of doing a sideways consolidation up here, so hopefully that one can hold in and try another upside. And then we got Bitcoin still at 68.54, so a 68.80, 68.90 has stopped this rally. Again, guys, it does look like a triangle. I've traded these my whole life, so the thing is, you know, we could fall $400 here on Bitcoin out of that triangle, probably 400 or 500. But if not, if it's a 1-2, 1-2 to the upside, then we're going to scream to the upside. So I think we're so close to the bottom of a Bitcoin, of this Bitcoin correction. I think you got to stand pat. If people are trading the triangle, they're probably going to try to short this thing. At some point, we're going to catch the shorts. So I'm not trading this triangle to the downside because, again, I have seen them fail. So, and I think that's all I got.
Somebody wants you to look at ONT real quick and maybe VTC. Tom says, I want everyone to buy some Doge. Doge is good for you.
There's ONT, BTC. I know people have thrown that back to us when we had this pork blaster here. We was talking about it, so it just continues higher. That's 100% gain from there. So,
yeah, this is the one that you got the free airdrop from Neo, and I'm kicking myself for not actually buying some.
Crazy. 15 to, I mean, it's had about a 500% rally off the bottom.
During a bear trend.
In a month. In a tough market. Yeah.
Wayne Dutton says only 20 more days before the bull run, Nick. Yep, somewhere around there. You are correct. I said within the first week of May, so I think you got to give me the buffer of, you know, May 7th or something like that, Wayne. Can't hold me to that. I'm already kind of setting up my breakfast date with McAfee, trying to see if we're going to get some nice sausage links from the local IHOP.
Yeah, that was the pork blaster there, if you guys don't know what a pork blaster is. That would have been one right there.
Yep. So a high-level consolidation followed by an upward movement. There it is.
To blow the top off of Nick's hairdo.
We do not have that video available. It's in our intro, but that's about it.
Is it?
All right, guys, I think that is about it. We'll throw it over here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got a couple more stories for, I guess it'll be Thursday. Like I said, we probably won't do a live tomorrow. I'm going to do a pre-recorded video. Maybe if we have a second for me to go live with you guys for 10 to 20 minutes just to say hi, we'll do that. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you like free coins, in the comment section below, leave your name or leave your Twitter handle with whatever comment you want in order to be entered to win some red coin over on Twitter. That is a social media platform tipping. It's kind of like a Dogecoin, honestly, guys. It's just a meme coin. It's meant to just be tipping each other over social media platforms, and that's what I got it for. So I'm going to use it for that. That's about all I got. Anything from you, Todd, before we head out?
Nope, that's all I got.
See you guys soon. Have a good day.
Thank you.
And keep stacking those bags.
Oh, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.